Hi, my name's Jason, and this is my daily vlog about living with CMT and other things that happen in my life. Hope you enjoy. Oh, wow. Well, it's Friday night, it's 10 to 9. It's been a scorching hot day all day. We only nipped out this morning to go do a little tiny bit in the village and then came back because it was really, really hot. It's still 28 degrees, it's reading on my phone at the moment at 10 to 9 at night. Anyway, I haven't done a lot today. The heat finally got to me though, because I went upstairs at about 2:30, 2:45 this afternoon, and it knocked me out completely. I fell asleep. I was out till 6. Woke up, had a bit of tea, sat out on the decking for a little bit to cool down, talked with the neighbours, came back in, did a few more surveys. Nothing much today at all. Although I do want to talk actually. One thing that's fascinated me is reading up on the various CMT pages, the UK, US and all sorts, is the difference in the quality and the type of treatment that we're given. I mean, I was diagnosed in 1995 and at no point at all have I ever had suggested to me any operations, nothing at all. And I'm now 45 years old. So it's been 23 years, 22, 23 years. And at no point, even seeing specialists, have they ever suggested to me any operations. And yet, when I go onto the websites, all I see is people saying they've got to go for this operation or that operation, or they've had this operation arranged for them or something like that. And I just trying to figure out why, you know, is it the country? Is it the people you see? I mean, I've only seen a couple of neurologist specialists. My first one, unfortunately, he passed away a few years back, and I did have one that I was seeing every few months. Well, I'd arranged to see every few months because he was trying to sort out what was going wrong with me. Unfortunately, as I said in an earlier video, he actually retired at the end of March. So now I'm just sitting around twiddling my thumbs, waiting for a neurologist to come along and pick up his cases, and then I will get an appointment or a referral. But the difference in the treatments is just astonishing, because every time I go, all I do is I have tests, and then they just say to me, right, see you again in 6 months. You know, they don't give me a thorough examination. Even when I went to see my specialist for the first time, I went down to a place called Preston, which is a few miles away from where I live. I got taken down there by car, and I walked in, and the specialist was sitting behind the desk, and he just said, after I'd sat down, he just said, right, he said, I don't need to examine you. I can tell by how you're walking, how you're holding yourself, your hands, your arms, legs, blah, blah, blah. You've got CMT 1A. Now, that was the closest I had to an examination. I've never had a physical examination for CMT. When I had to go for social medicals years ago, they were mainly asking me questions or testing me reflexes, which I've never had. I've never had any reflexes at all. Don't know if that's just part of my condition or what, but I have never had any reflexes. They hit me with hammers and scrape me, and they hit my arms and my elbows, and nothing works, nothing jerks, nothing at all. It's all completely dead. The one test I did have years ago, I had to see a doctor called Dr. Body, cool name. He basically stuck pins in my hands, metal pins in my hands, and attached them to a monitor. And then I was able to watch this monitor, and it showed the cells, if you like, I don't know if that's the word, bouncing around and all that. He said that there was supposed to be loads of them bouncing around, because that was the point, the live thing. But unfortunately, I had one, and it looked like one of the old Binatone games. There was just one little circle going beep, 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 and none others. All the rest were crunched into a corner and were just lying there dormant, which he told me was part of the condition, which I found fascinating even back then. And I was only, what would I have been? I think originally I was about 17, 18 when they first did tests on me. But unfortunately, I didn't know the results of them until I was 23. So unfortunately, that's part and parcel. But yeah, I'm quite fascinated as to how certain people get operations suggested, I mean, I've got the curled over toes, as you've seen in previous videos. I've got no support in my ankle whatsoever. I can literally just flop it from one side to another. It won't lift up. There's nothing there whatsoever. I cannot lift my right foot up. It will not lift. There's no feeling in it. I can literally drop something on it, thump it, whatever, and I can't feel a thing. Now, obviously, over the years, it's got worse because that's spread now to just below my knee, and I can literally stick a pin in my leg, and if it's above my knee, I can feel it. If it's below my knee, I cannot feel it. The other thing is, my right leg is a lot thinner. Well, it's like a pipe cleaner, and the muscle is literally just not good. You know, it doesn't work right. I mean, I've been brave today. I've actually worn shorts today, which is a miracle in itself. I'm still paranoid about my legs because I don't like them. I don't like how they look. They don't look normal to me at all. They're really spindly and horrible. They also, because obviously the muscle wasting away in them, they don't look like legs. They just look like straight pipes. So that's that. But yeah, it just amazes me how what would you need to see, or who would you need to see in order to get an operation suggested? Because I've never had one. No specialist has ever said to me, we could always do this to your foot, or we could do that to your foot, or we could do this to your toes. Literally, it's all been verbal. Everything I've had done really has been verbal. I was even after. It was quite funny actually, because bear in mind I was diagnosed in 1995, and in 2011-12, when I'd had it for about 17 years, the guy I went to see in Preston actually said that he would refer me to somebody. So I thought, right, okay, great, no problem with that. What he was referring to me was for psychological help, because he was worried that I might not be able to cope with my condition. Well, bear in mind I was diagnosed 17 years before that, and yes, for the first couple of years I couldn't cope with it at all. Not finding out that I was going to be being told I was going to be wheelchair bound, it kind of hit hard. But when he then sort of recommended I see a psych person, which funny enough 7 years later I now need, which is quite strange really. I'm waiting for an appointment to see somebody about that because I'm not coping too well with the condition. I know that's a bit wimpish, but I can't help how I feel. I can't help that. It's not easy to admit that you can't cope, but I can't. There's no way. It's done things to me that I weren't expecting and I wasn't prepared for. It's taken me down a road I didn't want to go down. I didn't want to be on pills or seeing anybody for help. I wanted to try and sort it out myself, but sooner or later you have to say, yeah, I do need to see somebody and talk to somebody. But if anybody, has got any comments or suggestions about why they end up with operations suggested to some and not to others, and why I've never had an operation suggested to me, and all the time, because bear in mind when my mum first found out, I would have only been about 16, 17, so I wouldn't have been too old. And now I'm 45 and I still haven't had any operations suggested or treatment like that. Who knows? It's fascinating. Anyway, I'm going to go, and you all take care, and I'm going to try and cool down because I'm boiling. You take care. Bye. If you're enjoying the videos I'm doing, give us a like, and if you can, press the bell at the side of the like, and you'll be notified every time I put a new video on. Okay? I keep meaning to say, and forget every single time, except if I add it on. If you do like what I'm doing and you want to subscribe, the link is there. And if you want to see yesterday's video and what I was up to, it is up there. Okay?